He told me his coworker was just like a sister. But one night, while he was in the shower, her name popped up on his screen, followed by a photo. I opened it. It was them. In bed. Holding hands. Captioned, "Our secret little world." I forwarded it to myself, deleted nothing, and waited. The next day, I asked him to meet me at his parents' house for dinner. They were already seated when I said, "Let's toast to family." Then I airdropped the photo to the big screen TV. No one touched their wine after that. I'm not sure what hurt more, what I saw on his phone, or how easily he lied to my face right after. But I'll start at the beginning. Not the very beginning, but where things started to shift. Where the gut feelings began. Dylan and I had been together for 6 years, living in Fort Collins, Colorado. It's not a huge town, not too small either. Just enough going on to keep things interesting, but quiet enough to feel like home. We met through friends at a 4th of July cookout. He brought deviled eggs. I hated deviled eggs, but he offered them with such a dumb smile I felt rude saying no. He was the kind of guy you trust. That's what everyone said. Dylan? Oh, he's solid. My mom loved him, my friends thought I was lucky, and even my dad, who barely liked anyone, called him a stand-up guy. I really thought I had a future with him. We moved in together after 3 years. I was a 2nd grade teacher. He worked in tech, remote project manager for some software company. He'd work long hours sometimes, and I'd make sure he had dinner. He always said I grounded him. "You make things make sense," he told me once, when he was overwhelmed with a big deadline. Looking back, I see the cracks. They weren't huge. Just small things I brushed off. He'd laugh at texts, but wouldn't say who they were from. His phone was always face down. I'd find him smiling at his screen, and when I asked, he'd just say, "Work stuff." Then came Kara. He brought her up in casual conversation first. New girl at work. She's sharp, talks a mile a minute. One time, I heard him laughing on a Zoom call late at night. I asked who it was. "Kara," he said. "She's just like a sister. She reminds me of my cousin Shelby." I didn't push it. I didn't want to be that girlfriend. The insecure one. The controlling one. But I met her once. Just once. Dylan's company had a holiday dinner at this trendy place downtown. It wasn't a big event, maybe 25 people. Spouses were invited. I wore a red dress that night. Dylan said I looked beautiful. Kara showed up 30 minutes late and made sure everyone noticed. She had one of those laughs you can hear 3 tables away. When she introduced herself to me, she shook my hand hard and said, "So you're Alyssa. Dylan never shuts up about you." She smiled too wide. Like it was fake. Like there was something else behind it. I laughed politely. "All good things, I hope?" "Oh yeah," she said, and looked right at him. "All good." That was it. No drama, no scene. Just something in the way she looked at him. Afterward, I asked him about it. He shrugged. "She's a flirt. Doesn't mean anything. You know how some people just are." "Like a sister," he added. I nodded. Lied to myself. Told myself I was imagining it. Fast forward a few months. It was a Wednesday night. I was grading spelling tests on the couch. Dylan came home late, said they were trying to close out a project. He looked tired, and I told him to go shower while I heated up his dinner. He left his phone on the coffee table. It buzzed once. Then again. I glanced over. Kara's name on the screen. I shouldn't have looked. I know that. But something in my chest tightened, like it needed to know. The first message was, "Still thinking about last night." Then came the photo. Them in bed. Not naked. Just close. Too close. Sheets pulled up. Hair messy. Hands tangled together like they belonged there. Captioned, "Our secret little world." I didn't breathe. I stared at the photo so long I felt dizzy. That wasn't a one-night mistake. That wasn't a drunken slip. That was intimacy. That was something built over time. Something they planned. I forwarded the photo to myself. Every message. Every picture. I even took screenshots in case he tried to delete anything later. Then I placed his phone right back where it was. He came out 10 minutes later, in pajama pants and wet hair. "You heated it up?" he said, looking at the plate of food. "Yeah," I said. "Sit. Eat." He smiled and kissed my head. I wanted to scream. I didn't. The next morning, I told him I had a late teacher meeting. I didn't. I went to work early, sat in my car, and cried. Then I stopped crying. I made a plan. I texted his mom later that day. "Any chance we can come over for dinner Thursday? I want to share something with the family." She replied, "Of course. Can't wait. Should I make your favorite?" Thursday came fast. I didn't sleep much the night before. I kept playing it all in my head. The lies. The photo. His words. "She's like a sister." That night, his parents had the house set up real nice. His mom lit candles. His dad poured red wine. His younger brother Cole came too, still in his mechanic uniform from the garage. Everything looked normal. Everyone was smiling. We sat down, talked about work, the weather. Cole made some joke about Dylan's hairline. I smiled like nothing was wrong. We were halfway through dinner when I stood up and picked up my glass. "Let's toast," I said. "To family." Everyone raised their glasses. That's when I pulled out my phone, clicked the photo, hit airdrop. Their big screen TV in the living room popped up. One tap. Photo appeared in full screen. Them. In bed. Holding hands. Kara's caption underneath. Everything stopped. His mom dropped her fork. His dad stared at the screen. Cole muttered, "What the hell?" Dylan turned white. He reached for his phone. Too late. No one touched their wine after that. The silence in that room lasted longer than I expected. Maybe 30 seconds. Felt like 30 minutes. No one moved. Just the sound of the lasagna bubbling in the oven and that damn photo on the TV big as life, impossible to ignore. Dylan stood up slowly, like his legs were trying to run away, but his brain hadn't caught up. "Alyssa, what is this?" he asked. I didn't look at him. I kept my eyes on his mom. On the way her face dropped like someone had died. She covered her mouth and whispered, "No, what the hell is this?" Dylan said louder. "I think it's clear," I said, voice steady. "Your little sister sent you a souvenir. Thought your parents might want to see what kind of son they raised." His dad's eyes were sharp. "You cheated on her?" Dylan stammered. "No, it's not what it looks like. It was just," Cole snorted. "Dude, she's holding your hand. In your bed. How many sisters you do that with?" Dylan turned to me, desperate. "Let's talk outside. Please. You didn't have to do this here." "No," I said. "We are doing this here. Because every Sunday at 7 p.m., your mom calls. And every Sunday, you pretended we were perfect. You let her believe I was part of this family. You lied. They should see who you really are." His mom stood up then, shaking. "Dylan, I trusted you." "I made a mistake, okay?" he snapped. "One mistake." I reached into my purse, pulled out a printout. Here are the texts. 3 months worth. That's not a mistake. That's a relationship. He froze. His hands dropped to his sides. Then he tried to play the victim. "You went through my phone?" I laughed once. "You left it out. You just didn't think I'd ever check." Because liars like you always think they're smarter than the people they lie to. His mom sat back down, face pale. His dad stood up. "Get out." Dylan blinked. "What?" I said, "Get out. You don't do this under my roof. Not to her. Not to this family." Cole stepped between us. "You heard him." Dylan looked at me like I was the one who destroyed everything. "You're blowing this way out of proportion." I picked up my wine glass. "No, Dylan. You did that when you started building a secret little world behind my back." He left that night, muttering under his breath, grabbing his coat like he was the victim. I stayed. His mom asked if I wanted to sleep in the guest room. I said no, I had a friend nearby. But I appreciated it. Before I left, his dad pulled me aside. You ever need anything, he said, anything at all, you call me. He was raised better than this. I drove away with my hands shaking, but not from sadness. From adrenaline. From rage. And I wasn't done. Because Kara? She thought she got away clean. She had no idea what was coming. Prompt, add more story twist, but still keep the details consistent. No ending yet our secret little world. Part 3. The chain reaction I gave myself one day. One day to feel the weight of it. To cry, rage, replay every laugh, every kiss, every lie. I stayed at my friend Melissa's place, and when I told her what happened, she offered me wine and a baseball bat. The wine, I accepted. The bat, I didn't need. I had something better. See, Kara worked at the same company as Dylan Caldwell Systems. Mid-sized, regional software firm with a fancy website and a terrible HR department. I remembered what Dylan once told me, maybe a year ago, laughing over dinner like it was nothing. If you date someone at Caldwell, you have to disclose it. It's in their relationship policy. No secrets. They want everything in writing. It was meant to be a joke at the time. Now it was a weapon. So I called HR. Not as Alyssa, Dylan's girlfriend. No. I called as someone from the outside, concerned. Hi, I said, voice calm. I'm just wondering, is it true that Caldwell Systems has a relationship disclosure policy? Because I know of a manager, Dylan M., who's been in a months-long romantic relationship with a direct report, Kara L. I have screenshots if you need them. The woman on the phone paused. Asked for proof. I emailed the texts. The photo. Time-stamped. No filter. And then I waited. It didn't take long. 3 days later, Melissa and I were eating takeout when my phone buzzed. It was Dylan. Dylan, 6:43 p.m. you went to my job? What the hell is wrong with you? Dylan, 6:44 p.m. Kara's under investigation. I might get demoted. You're out for blood now? I stared at the screen. My heart should have been racing, but all I felt was cold. I typed back one sentence. Me, actions have consequences. The next day, I got a message on Instagram from someone I didn't recognize. Kara's best friend. Someone named Tasha. Tasha, 11:13 a.m. Wow. You really blew up her life, huh? I didn't reply. 2 hours later, Kara messaged me herself. Kara, 1:41 p.m. If you wanted to hurt me, congrats. You did. But Dylan said you two were on a break when it started. I didn't know. I laughed. A break? We lived together. I packed his lunches. I bought groceries every week. We weren't on a break. We were on a lie. Me, 1:45 p.m. Your secret little world didn't stay secret. Enjoy the fallout. She didn't write back. But the story wasn't over. A week later, Dylan showed up at my school. He waited in the parking lot after dismissal, standing by his truck like a lost dog. I walked right past him, keys in hand. Alyssa, he called out. Can we just talk? I stopped. Turned. Looked him dead in the eye. You embarrassed me in front of your whole family, I said. You cheated for months. Lied. Gaslit me. You don't get to talk. You had your chance. He looked different. Worn out. Shadows under his eyes. I lost my job, he said. Kara got let go too. They found out she changed some project deadlines to match mine so we could travel together. Not my problem, I said. She's blaming me for everything. I raised an eyebrow. That's what happens in your little world when things fall apart. I walked to my car, got in, and drove off. But I wasn't done. Not yet. Because one of Kara's coworkers messaged me anonymously. Said I wasn't the only one. That Dylan had work wives in 3 different departments. And one of them was married, with kids. I was about to learn the full truth. And I was going to make sure the others did too. I didn't know her name at first. The anonymous message just said, You're not the only one he screwed over. He was also hooking up with Anna R., married, 2 kids. Her husband has no idea. You didn't hear it from me. I stared at that message for 10 minutes. Anna R. I opened LinkedIn, searched Caldwell Systems. There she was, Anna Reeves, mid-level software coordinator. Her profile photo showed a happy woman in her early 30s with bright eyes and a professional smile. Under her About section, she wrote, "Proud mom of 2. Problem solver by day, bedtime story queen by night." I sat back in my chair, stunned. This wasn't just Dylan being emotionally unavailable or screwing around behind my back. This was a pattern. A string of women, layered with lies, each one thinking they were special. Or safe. I debated for a while whether to get involved. Whether it was my place. Then I thought about the woman in that photo. About her 2 kids. About her husband. She deserved the truth. Same as me. I made a throwaway email. Nothing that could be traced to me directly. And I sent it. Subject: You deserve to know. Body: I'm not looking for drama. I just think you should know your wife, Anna R., was in an ongoing relationship with a man named Dylan M. at Caldwell Systems. This lasted several months. He was also involved with others during that time. I have photo evidence and messages if you'd like them. If this is none of my business, feel free to ignore. I just know what it's like to be lied to. I hit send. Closed the laptop. Told myself that was it. 3 days later, I got a reply. From Jordan 327 at * subject. Re. You deserve to know, thank you. I've had suspicions. Can we talk? My heart dropped. He was calm. Too calm. Like he was holding something big inside. We messaged back and forth for a few hours. Jordan Reeves. Married to Anna for 10 years. 2 kids, ages 6 and 4. He'd noticed her working late more often. Her phone face down. Changes in her behavior. He asked if I could send him the screenshots. I did. He didn't reply right away. Then, 2 nights later, I got another message. Jordan, 8:12 p.m. I confronted her. She admitted everything. Dylan started flirting with her after a company retreat. He told her he was in an open relationship. She thought it was all above board. I asked her to move out. My chest ached. Not for Anna, but for him. For those kids. Then he added something I wasn't ready for. Jordan, 8:15 p.m. She told me he also sent her private photos. Of you. I froze. What do you mean of me? I called him. No more messages. I needed to hear his voice. He picked up on the second ring. Calm, tired, but clear. She said he showed her a photo of you sleeping, Jordan said. Said it was part of some joke. That you were clueless. That he called you the roommate. He made her think you were just someone crashing at his place. I couldn't speak. He took pictures of me without my consent? I asked, my voice flat. Jordan hesitated. Sounds like it. My blood turned to ice. All the late nights, all the weird moments where I'd wake up and see him on his phone. All the times he joked, you sleep like a rock. It wasn't a joke. It was evidence. That was the moment I decided this wasn't just about revenge. It was about exposure. I wasn't going to stop until everyone saw who Dylan really was. Once I found out Dylan had taken photos of me without my knowledge, without my consent, something changed in me. I wasn't just a heartbroken girlfriend anymore. I was someone who had been used, violated. I was done being quiet. I called a lawyer. Not one of those TV commercial lawyers. I wanted someone sharp, local, and aggressive. Melissa gave me the name of her cousin, Erin, who had handled a few workplace harassment cases. I told Erin everything about the cheating, the photo, the other women, the messages, and especially the photo Dylan had taken of me while I slept. She didn't hesitate. That's a privacy violation, she said. If you can prove he shared that photo with a coworker without your consent, that's grounds for legal action. Possibly criminal, depending on the context. I handed over the texts. The messages from Jordan. The original photo Kara sent. Everything. Aaron filed a cease and desist against Dylan and Kara both. We requested that all images of me be deleted immediately and confirmed through metadata. We threatened legal action if anything was found elsewhere, company servers, emails, anything. Dylan never responded directly, but Kara did. She sent a formal apology through her lawyer. Said she didn't know the photo was taken without consent. Claimed Dylan told her it was a joke, that I had sent it to him. She begged us not to take it to court. Aaron and I didn't budge. By then, Caldwell Systems had started their own internal audit. 3 weeks later, Dylan was blacklisted from the industry. His name came up in multiple HR reports. Turns out, I wasn't the only one. Neither was Kara. Or Anna. 5 women came forward. One of them filed an official complaint about inappropriate messages Dylan sent her during work hours. Another had screenshots of him trying to hook up during a business trip while telling her I was just someone he was letting stay at his place after a breakup. He told different lies to different women, spinning a web so big he finally got caught in it. Meanwhile, Jordan filed for divorce from Anna. Got primary custody of the kids. Told me later that he'd moved out of state, started over and joined a local church. He said it gave him something solid to hold on to. I didn't think anything good could come from this, he told me once. But finding out the truth, it saved me. And me? I stayed in Fort Collins. I switched schools. Needed a clean slate. Started therapy. I had to admit, somewhere in the middle of all this, I lost part of myself. Not just from the betrayal, but from how far I let my own anger carry me. I don't regret exposing him, not one bit. But I do regret how long I let it go before I acted. I ignored my gut. I excused the little signs. And that's on me. Months later, Dylan tried to contact me again. I didn't answer. But I read the message. Dylan, 11:21 p.m. You ruined my life. I lost everything. I hope you're happy. I stared at it for a while. Then I replied, Me, you built your life on lies. I just turned on the light. That was the last time I ever heard from him. I still have the photo Kara sent. Not because I need it, but because sometimes, when people ask why I don't trust easily anymore, I remember that night. That photo. That lie. And the way it all came crashing down. His secret little world? It's gone now. And mine? It's stronger than ever.